This is Real Real going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the summer edition of Real Real, presented by Lubbock ISD TV. I am Naomi Spears, a senior from Monterey. On this edition of the show, we take a tour around our district and reflect back on some of the great stories we did on our campuses during the school year. And we're going to stack this show by the Lubbock ISD feeder patterns. And with me being a Plainsman, today we are going to showcase our schools that feed into Monterey. And going first, we rush on over to the home of the Plainsman, the Bayless Plainsman.
Bayless, we've been around a long time. We were established in 1956, and so our area has changed over that time. We have some amazing teachers here that work obviously hard each and every day for their kids. We have some extra things here that I don't know that everybody's elementary has. We very much hold our students to very high standards of learning. That doesn't mean they don't get grace and understanding for things that they endure or come their way, but one thing that we instill in them is learning is important, and we're going to give our best every day, all day. We have room to grow, and so we would encourage people to come be a part of Bayless, because not only is Bayless awesome, but then Atkins and Monterey, and so our feeder has a lot of offerings for the student and their families.
Great work by our team. Bayless is a great school that pledges these 5 things that all start with the letter P. They will be prepared, productive, polite, and positive, as well as proud. That's awesome. And now let's sail on over to our next school that happens to start with the letter of P. Parsons Elementary, located at 28 Elvin 58th Street, is the home of the Pirates. Let's take a look at this awesome school.
Parsons Elementary School was built at 2811 58th Street in 1958. The mission of E.J. Parsons Elementary School is to guarantee a safe, nurturing environment where respect, pride, and success are achieved and celebrated by all.
So this year we actually started our AVID program, and so on campus we have our 3rd through 5th graders going through some of the AVID strategies to create that vision of what students want to do when they get to middle school, even in high school, and taking it further into what they want to do in their careers after they leave Lubbock ISD.
Vision: every child, every chance, every day. At Parsons, we will participate, show respect, say I can, be dependable, and show excellence in everything we do.
So first of all, we just have amazing teachers who really work to grow and prepare our students to grow from grade to grade, to be ready to go to middle school and on to high school. In addition to the amazing things that they do every day in their classroom, we just have so many opportunities for students on our campus. So we also have the Communities and Schools program on our campus, which provides so many opportunities for our students. They are able to work with students from Texas Tech and do STEM and robotics clubs. So they just have a wide variety of things that they can participate in to just start learning about what they might want to do in their future.
From Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Sam Kunkel.
I love their vision statement: every child, every chance, every day. And with that, we move on over to our final school that feeds into Atkins Middle School, and then eventually Monterey. And that school is Roy Roberts, where their mission is to provide a safe environment that will challenge all students educationally.
Excited about the progress that we've made. We are an A campus this year with all 6 distinctions for the first time ever. And I'm just very proud of the students and the teachers and how hard they work. It's a new day every day, and we just give it our all, and I'm very proud of our staff.
So all of the kids come to the library, pre-K through 5th grade, and depending on the grade level, we do different activities. With our little ones, we always hear a fun story, and we do a literature lesson, and we either sing or do puppets or dance. Sometimes we do arts and crafts.
That was their first project of the year, and they have grown so much. Love seeing them going back to their old school. And finally, we had a great year of covering the great things at Atkins Middle School, and one of my favorite ones was hot chocolate with heroes. Our local law enforcement, fire department, and other first responders came and spoke with these students and had a chance to drink hot chocolate with them. It is something they will plan to do in the coming years.
Well, I just feel like for our kiddos, nobody cares that they were in our classroom, and the outside world doesn't know that they were in my classroom, so they don't know to approach them differently. So it's important for us to teach our students how to interact with the public and advocate for themselves a little bit. And this gives them a little bit of that opportunity.
Yeah. And how many years have you been doing this?
I believe this is year number 7. This is the first time we've invited the high school to join us, which we did this year because we felt like they don't get enough opportunities to interact with the police in a positive way either. And so if we were going to do it, we might as well make it big.
Right, it is a great crowd.
It's
here.
a big crowd.
Were you, around 11 o'clock, were you expecting this?
Not at all. I didn't know it was going to be this big, but I'm excited.
Another great thing that has happened at Atkins this year was their salute to our veterans on Veterans Day. They filled their auditorium with the entire school to hear the band play each military branch's song, honor our veterans that were there, and so many things. It was an honor to be there and to cover this event this year.
Today we had our annual Veterans Assembly where we honored veterans within the community. Our goal this year, especially after COVID, is to bring that community back. And so for the past 2 weeks, we've been sending invites out to the family, community members to participate with our school and to honor our family and community's veterans. What this day means to me is very special. As a product of 9/11, I felt the obligation to serve my country. And today honors all those who have served their country in any generation, any conflict.
One of my favorite things about this school year was getting to go to all of these great campuses. And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we continue to showcase some great schools in the Monterey feeder pattern, and we head on over to the elementary schools that feed into O.L. Slayton. But first, the Evans Eagles are soaring high, and so are their elementary schools. You won't want to miss those feature stories coming up next on this edition of Real to Real, the Monterey Feeder Show. Let's get rolling, Caesar. Come on, Caesar, you can't keep up? Okay, Caesar, I promise that was the last time.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Let's get on the road and tell some stories.
Catch all the on-the-road stories running every day on Lubbock ISD TV.
In AV, by the time our students make it to the second-year class, they're pretty well versed in the basics of our studio. But there's one thing that continues to stump them.
Guys, I don't know how to key in the green screen.
You have to call in reinforcements!
Hit key 2. Make sure it's on chroma key. Select your camera. Finally, make sure you have ProPresenter underneath so your graphics are keyed.
It's a good thing we always have our teachers here to help us.
And welcome back to Real to Real, the Monterey Feeder Pattern Edition. As we continue on with the show, we all want to thank the teachers and administrators that have allowed us to come and tell our stories on all our campuses. And we're going to pick right up, right where we left off, as we head on over to Waters Elementary. Julius Ganelli has this story.
Welcome to Waters Elementary. Waters Elementary, the home of the Patriots. Today, we interviewed the new principal, Linda Landon, as she tells us what makes Waters Elementary so special.
We have a lot of extra curricular activities going on. At our school, we have students that participate in UIL. We also have students that participate in cross-country or track after school. And we also have a destination imagination as well.
And along with all the extracurriculars, they make sure that this school is one you would attend for generations.
We are a school family, and so we are very involved with our families, and we welcome our families each and every day. And so one of the things is we have families that have had their grandchildren have come here, they've come, they have attended school here, and so we have a lot of family traditions, a lot of kids that have, many families that have attended Waters.
Great work by Julius, and I know that's his former school, and so I know he loved going back. And going all over to Honey Bears, that we sent our camera crew there, half a dozen times this year to cover multiple events. And one of them was their money egg hunt. They did this around the time of Easter, and the goal of this egg hunt was to teach their students how to count money, specifically coins. That's cool. And then another cool learning opportunity they had was an open mic night, where they were able to share some of their poems that they wrote for their poetry unit.
We were, it was like Starbucks, like a coffee shop, and like it was an open mic night.
How cool is it to be in Ms. Hall's class where you get to do all this fun stuff?
It's fun.
What makes it fun?
The stuff that we get to do and stuff that's new that we haven't done before.
What was your favorite part about the poetry unit?
Getting to read others' poems and share.
Oh, that's really cool. Why was that your favorite part?
Because we got to like share our experiences and our opinions.
Those were just two of the great things we had the chance to cover this year over at Honey Elementary. And our final elementary that feeds into Evans and eventually Monterey is Miller Elementary. Let's check out the home of the Owls. What a beautiful campus for our students to go and learn at. And sticking with Evans, across our district, we have students participating in career and technical education classes. In these classes, students get hands-on learning experiences. Isaac and Ethan had the opportunity to share the story of one CTE class at Evans. Let's take a look.
One of the things that I love about CTE at the middle school level is that kids get to explore. They get to get a little bit of a taste of every little thing that they might be interested in, so that when they get into high school and it's time for them to start getting a little bit more specialized, they already know what they kind of like and what they don't like. So that's why middle school CTE programs are so vital.
3, 2, 1.
Probably cutting and building and designing the things we want to build and kind of making what's in our brain and making that idea come to life.
CTE is important for all students, but especially middle school students, where they can learn what they like and what they dislike and even get hands-on learning. It's a really good opportunity for these kids.
2, 1.
These students were so happy that we were there and showcasing their class. It was so fun to be on that campus. And speaking of campuses, we have more to come on this edition of Reel to Reel as we finally head to Monterey and show off some of the stories that we did there. But first, we have to make our way through the feeder pattern, which means we head on over to O.L. Slayton and their feeder schools. Yeah, so stay with us, Reel to Reel, the Monterey Feeder Pattern Edition. We'll be right back, right after this.
You know, it's no secret Naomi loves her headphones, but sometimes it can kind of get in the way.
Naomi. 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 Naomi! What are you listening to?
I guess we'll never know what she's really listening to.
For our second semester, a lot of students needed to get drone certified. But before that, we needed a different way to get our shots. Yeah, getting certified proved to be a little easier.
Gary, you gonna wear your seatbelt?
No. Dude, I don't need a seatbelt. We're in the middle of a parking lot. We're at school, so we're fine.
See your friend.
All right, wait.
So are we gonna wear our seatbelt from now on? Exactly. Always wear your seatbelts.
Welcome back to Reel, the Monterey Feeder Pattern Edition. Carrie, it's crazy to think we had the chance to do 12 stories on Monterey and their feeder schools. And in total, we did over 60 stories on our schools and their feeder programs. That's big time. And of course, you can see every one of these feeder patterns editions of Reel on our website, LubbockISDTV.com. Just click on the programs and find Reel. That's so awesome. And speaking of awesome, Brown Elementary has an awesome tradition of producing great students. So let's stampede on over there, the home of the Buffaloes, and see the great things happening over there.
Welcome to Brown Elementary School, home of the Buffaloes. Here at Brown, students are set up for success with their many programs focusing on 4 types of student graduate outcomes, those being communication, problem solving, collaboration, and agency. But what sets the school apart from other elementaries is its newly implemented STEM program.
This year we have started Project Lead the Way medical STEM class. Similarly to how all of our kiddos go to art, music, library, our students go once a week, pre-K through 5th grade, into a medical STEM Project Lead the Way class. We use Project Lead the Way Launch, which is the elementary version, and we are focusing in on the health modules. We're really excited to inspire our students to grow and learn and hopefully go into the medical STEM fields. It starts right now, building that foundation, and like I said, I keep using that word, but it's truly to inspire our students and to plant that seed so that they know, I can do this.
And now we go from Brown to Bean. We made a visit to Bean Elementary just days before Thanksgiving and asked them what they were thankful for. And it turns out we might have made the cutest video. Let's take a look.
I'm thankful for my mom because she's like a sister to me.
Okay, and what are you thankful for, Catherine?
Food.
Food? What kind of food? What's your favorite food?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
I'm grateful for my mom and my dad because they help me take out trash and also help me typing and also learn and also do my homework.
I'm thankful for the school because they'll teach me a lot of stuff.
I'm thankful for Mr. McCusker because he takes us and teaches us on fun field trips.
I'm thankful for my cousins because they're nice to me and they play with me.
I'm thankful for Mr. Chamberlain because he taught me to be a better person.
And what are you thankful for at this year's event?
My family. I like my dad because he makes me food and it's delicious.
Wasn't that the best? Now we head on over to a final school, not named Monterey, that have the Plainsmen as a mascot. As this year, we went on over to Wheelock to cover a leadership event. You see, Plainsmen seniors from Monterey went to Wheelock to read to the young students and interact with them. It was a fun learning experience for both the high school and elementary students.
We read 2 or 3 books depending on how many they wanted to read to a group of like 3 or 4 or 5 kids. Personally for me it was an amazing experience just to see like the automatic attention that there was and the fact that they were so into each of the books and so amazed that we came to see them and just like, oh my gosh, there's big Plainsmen here to see us, and it was really, really cool.
You bring up the Plainsmen.
Yes.
It's kind of cool that these are future Plainsmen and they share that with you.
Yes, it's really cool. And they love to know that the big Plainsmen have got their back, so it's really cool.
The students from Wheelock loved getting to see the Chick-fil-A cow that day, that's for sure. Now we go just across the street to Olis Lane Middle School. The Knights had a phenomenal year under Mr. Lopez and his great team.
Slayton, what do you think of?
Opportunity and experiences for our students. One of the biggest things that we try to promote here at OL Slayton is that our students get additional experiences and opportunities that may not be available at other schools. And we want to make sure that we are a school that provides additional opportunities, such as our after-school club for plumbing and industrial trades. We also bring in the Code Ninjas, which is an opportunity after school for our students to learn how to code applications, games, all of those things as well. So when I think of OL Slayton, I think of the experiences and opportunities that our kids get to have that may not be available to other schools. So we want to put ourselves on a pedestal in terms of what we can offer our students.
Awesome stuff from the Homeland Knights. You know, their vision statement says OL Slayton, where we create a future beyond what our students can imagine. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, still to come in this edition of Real to Real, are we finally heading to Monterey? Simply stated, yes. And we will be right back with that and more on the Monterey feeder pattern of Real to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV.
With Lubbock ISD TV, our fans can always check out the highlights of all our shows and sports broadcasts by following our social media. Super fans can get even more access by watching live streams, video on demand, and more on our website. And for our fanatics who still can't get enough of Lubbock ISD TV, we have uncut footage of Caleb Galbraith making a sandwich, just for you. Keep up to date with all things Lubbock ISD TV on all our platforms.
I just work here.
And welcome back to Real to Real during this summer edition of the show. We are showcasing these great things at our schools, specifically our feeder programs, of course. We have Lubbock High, Coronado, Estacado, and Taugatin shows that will be featured throughout the summer break. And now, since we are in the final block of the show, let's show our Monterey stories from the school year. And we start with Jared Owens and Henry Stosser's story on the vision at Monterey.
In the fall of 1955, the school on 50th that bleeds scarlet red and Columbia blue was open to the public. Since then, Monterey High School has been one of the most recognized schools in Lubbock.
What I love about that is that means that you don't get some false reality by coming to school here. You're going to walk out into your future from Monterey High School knowing what real life looks like. My daughter's a junior here. My son is a freshman here. I value the fact that they know what the real world looks like. But it also doesn't mean that that they came here and that they had some insulated kind of thing that protected them from what it looks like in the future. They know what the real world looks like, but they also have every opportunity to go find whatever they want to do. There's nothing that prevents them from being able to find any opportunity and success that they want to find from this place to go forward for their future.
The school motto for Monterey is a real school with real kids that creates real success. And according to Mr. Luff and Miss Fulbright, it matches perfectly.
My son and his friends and our current plainsmen, they see lots of different perspectives. They get to see, have discussions and have friends and participate in band and in choir and in athletics with kids that are not just like them, with kids who bring different things to the table. And so they learn empathy, they learn perspective taking. It helps them to see the world from a broader point of view.
For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Jared Owens.
You can tell the students and staff are so passionate about our school, and we are super excited for the next year. Now for our final story of the show, we talk about the career and technical education classes earlier on in the show, and now we showcase one that is a cut above the rest.
Welcome to Monterey High School, where they have this great cosmetology program. Now let's take a look on how they shape things up.
We have workbooks, and they have like all of our information. We have mannequins. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Monterey offered this program, so I at least can graduate. Or like, I'm gonna get my certificate, so I'll be like a licensed cosmetologist and I can do whatever pretty much.
We go by chapter in the book, and different chapters are on different things. So like we just did manicuring, and then this week we're doing pedicuring. It's kind of the same thing, but like, and then like the week before that we did like hair coloring. So like highlights and chemical like relaxers and stuff like that for people with curly hair. We just like practice pretty much anything we're learning like at the time.
And as you can see, there's so much talent in this program, and now I know where to come, where I need a day to myself.
Great work by Joshua and Nevaeh, but sadly, that's our last story of today's show. But make sure to tune in all summer long to see the Estacado, Talketon, Lubbock High, and Coronado feeder pattern shows. And until next time, we hope you stay happy, healthy, and always creative and confident.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
Theater to me is a very important part of my life, and many other people's lives, either being an escape from reality from some, and for others, it's just a fun school or out-of-school activity. But for Chris or Christopher Hensley, it is so much more, and him being the theater teacher and director of Monterey's theater class, it just shows his devotion to theater.
It feels great. I love my job. I'm very fortunate to work at my alma mater, Monterey High School, and to be in the position of theater director here, which is something that I've really always wanted to do ever since I was in high school. Theater was something in my high school career that really gave me a purpose and gave me a reason to come to school, gave me a reason to do well in my classes, gave me something to look forward to after school. So I really feel like it was those moments in high school myself and with my director, Ray Newton, who was here 20 some odd years ago, that really told me that's what I wanted to do with my life. So I spent a lot of time just really following him and learning what he was doing, and he is now one of my good friends and mentors. So I think that that's been a major calling on my life.
Mr. Hensley is more than just a director and teacher. He has plans for all of his students.
And I honestly, I just expect our kids to come in and work hard and have fun and be friends. I think that we create an atmosphere where we have kids that may not necessarily get together, but after they work on a show together, they become lifelong friends, and it's almost like a family. I try to focus more on the relationships with the students. I hope that they learn some stuff about theater, but I honestly, at the end of the day, I want them to know that there was a teacher here that cared about them and that wanted the best for them. So that's, at the end of the day, that's what's most important, is to just know that those kids have somebody up here that they can talk to, and they can have someone that believes in them.
Each and every class here at the Bayard Martin Advanced Technology Center is unique in their very own way. But many people overlook the unsung heroes that bring many students to and from their respected high schools. And what do they do when they're not driving their bus waiting for the students? Well,
what are you doing here right now?
Just playing some cards. Killing the time waiting on the students to come out.
So, is this a pretty competitive table here?
It gets that way sometimes. It gets that way.
They gather here and happily spend their time playing cards, here at one of the tables in the front office. Now here's some insight from Miss Betty Smith.
Well, I look at it too as if you want a job, you want an adventure. This is the job. Because the kids makes it different every day. There's something that happens, some good, some bad, with the kids, and I enjoy it. I always just tell everybody that if they're looking for a job here, there's a couple of things. You need to love the kids and have patience. Those are the two main things you've got to have if you want to be a bus driver. Yeah. It's been a good one for me because I love the kids. That's what I've started this job for, is because I really love kids. At first, I wasn't sure that I was going to enjoy it too much. But after the first few weeks and I got into it, I really did enjoy the job. Yeah. And it's been a good one.